Hey there and happy Wednesday. So gorgeous day here, and it makes me want to do bright things. And not only that, my hostess Donna Barrett, I'm working on card number 2 for her. And she was recently at a card class that I had in Medelia this week, and she loved the bright color of the Parakeet Party. This is one of the retiring in colors. So we have, 2 sets of ink colors, so I always kind of remind people that it's the bright ones. The bright ones are retiring, so that's what we have retiring. So I said, oh, yes, if you want something, that's a good thing to get with your host rewards or just to order before it disappears. So I'm going to be doing something fun with this and the Taco Fiesta today. So let me get the camera turned around here and show you some fun coloring today and using some bright colors today. I don't want to cover up here Donna's host code. So how it works with Donna as my virtual hostess is anybody that places a minimum $30 order will get the 3 cards that I'm demoing this week for her party for free as a thank you for ordering through her party. So I'm on card number 2. Yesterday was card number 1, and card number 3 will be Friday. So here we have the card, and it comes using Taco Fiesta, and I love this. Do you guys have like some stamp sets that just make you happy when you're working with them? That is Taco Fiesta for me. Lots of fun themes as far as taco, the piñata, like this, the soft shell taco, hard shell taco, chilies, chips, avocado, guacamole here, and just fun different sentiments, and then cute little faces too that you can put on your avocado and even on your taco or on your chili or on your chips or anything like that. So it's kind of a fun set. This set is retiring, so want to point that out too. I had posted something, or actually shared something from Stampin' Up! Not too long ago using the piñata. And people are like, oh, where's that fun set? How did I miss it? But I think because there's so many different images in the stamp set, it's kind of easy to bypass one while you're looking at the other. Okay, so here we have it today. So I'm going to do a lot of die cutting, not terrible too much, and a little bit of coloring, and just letting the bright colors kind of be the festive part of today's card for Donna's virtual party. So let me start by bringing out the card base here. So the card base, is the Parakeet Party, like I said, that bright green. And I'm just going to pull out some scratch paper here because we're going to make a background here. So with the Parakeet Party ink pad, I'm going to pull that out here and then take the avocado stamp here. And this would actually, as I'm pulling this out, thinking through, my middle son's birthday is next week. I'm just going to tell you about that as I stamp these. I like to go off on the edges and then just kind of work in an area building away from it. That's how I make my backgrounds, kind of close, not too close. So my middle son loves guacamole. My youngest one does too. I'm not a fan of onions, so that right there is like, oh, guacamole isn't going to be my friend. And then me and avocados, it's just a texture thing. I'm not a fan at all of avocados, so that doesn't help either. So this isn't going to be something that I ooh and ah over, but my son's birthday is coming up next week, Thursday. I should make this card for him. He'd kind of think that's kind of fun. And anytime I can make something kind of fun and lighthearted for my boys, I try to do that. Okay, so we've got all of those for our background. Could have highlighted a couple with the cute little faces, but I decided to kind of let this be subtle, but it just looked too blah when I had it just be the background of just the cardstock. So now we've got that. And so I'm going to build up our center piece next. And by doing that, I'm going to pull out the deckled circles dies. So here we have the deckled circles dies, and I'm going to use a couple of these. Let's see if I can count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to be using number 6 and number 7, counting from the middle. So yeah, this is a big set. These deckled circles dies are found online, so that's one of our online exclusives. So let me bring my cut and emboss machine over here. Oops, get out one of my cutting pads here, and I'm just going to place the circle here and cut that out. It's a pretty nice circle, not huge for today. And then I'm just going to layer that. So that's going to be the top layer, or I mean, excuse me, the bottom layer with Tahitian Tide. And then the next layer is going to be here, Orchid Oasis. This is also one of, whoops, I need to switch out my dyes. Tahitian Tide, Orchid Oasis. And that, like I said, is retiring. So we've got all these fun, bright colors today that we're going to be sad to see go. I know, like a couple weeks ago, I felt like everything I was working with was Sweet Sorbet. I'm going to miss that one too. So that is Deckled Circles dies. And then for our top layer of our card here, I'm going to switch die sets. I could do another one of the Deckled Circles, but I'm going to use the Stylish Shapes dies and just take some basic white here and cut a circle out there. I just thought it kind of popped it up and set it apart to do the die, the Stylish Shapes dies with the circle, because this is the one that has those little dots around the edges there. So we've got that. And then I think I'm done die cutting, so I can put my machine aside to work on the card a little bit more. So next I'm going to do my stamping. So let me pull over my Stampin' Pierce mat, because this is a photopolymer stamp set, and those tend to just stamp a little bit nicer here on the Stampin' Pierce mat. So I've got my Memento black ink, because we're going to do coloring with blends. And let's pull out the fun guacamole bowl here. And how I want to start actually is with the sentiment, because then I know how much space I've got to put my guacamole bowl down there. So holy guacamole, it's your birthday. How fun is that? And then I'm going to go right back and stamp this bowl here like that. So just a cute little bowl. I just think it's just so fun. A lot of times I just always think, okay, like the bigger the image, the better, whatever. It's just so fun to play around with some of these smaller ones. So let me, for those that like to see the coloring lesson, this one's going to be a quick one just because there's not a lot of area to color. But I've got this bowl here, and the color choices for the bowl are gray granite. And I'm going to start with the darker of the gray granite and just fill in the legs on the bowl here. And then just kind of outline around that. And I always, almost always, like 99.999% use my bullet tip. So I prefer that. So just kind of fill that in. And then next I'm going to go with the light gray granite and just kind of pull away from the edges there and blend that together like so. So we've got that for a nice even look. And then I would say nothing that should be sitting on a table like a guacamole or any kind of bowl or something like that should look like it's floating. So I'm going to take this light gray granite and just add that little bit of shade and shadow. So it instantly goes from just a stamped image to looking like it's sitting on something. So I like doing that with my grays. So I've got that, and then now we've got all these greens, and they kind of clash but go together. So I'm going to start actually with the dark Granny Apple Green. These are all darks, but Lemon Lime Twist, Granny Apple Green, and the Parakeet Party. So with the Granny Apple Green, I'm just going to trace around the outside edge here and only do that because guacamole, when you look at it, kind of has all these strange blends of greens. Maybe that's a turnoff for me, and maybe that's why I don't like it. Next, I'm going to go over top of all of that with the Parakeet Party, the dark Parakeet Party. So you can already see we've kind of got like this mix of mash there, which guacamole looks like. And then I'm going to go over it. This is the one that to me looks kind of clashy. And then this is the dark lemon lime twist. So I want to make sure I'm using the bullet tip for that. And I'm going to kind of just go over these little humpy things there and dot that. So it just kind of adds almost like an olivey tone when I'm combining it with that. So it just kind of gives us some different texture variances by adding the color to it like that. So that's all we have for coloring. So I'm going to pop my camera back up here so you can see the rest of the card being assembled. Don't have to pop it up too much there. All right, so got those blends set aside. And so now I can go with assembling my card here. I'm going to actually going to put my little banner down here too before I get too far with that. So I wanted to pull in some more bright colors because Cinco de Mayo is coming up, you guys. You got to be prepared. And so here's some more. I wanted to pull in some colors that would coordinate with that. So that's where I thought, let's get some yellow going. So I chose Daffodil Delight. So I just have a 1" by 4" strip of that, and then pulling in some of this Orchid Oasis to coordinate with that circle there. And this is 3/4 by 4 1/4 inches. So I'm going to just take and get my adhesive and tack this down kind of across the bottom here. Leaving a little bit of my parakeet party down below, and then that's going to go across there. And then before I attach this, let me get my scratch paper again. I'm going to take out the cute little image of the 3 chips, and there's 1 large chip, and then this image has 3 other chips. And so when I'm doing like a border, I try and make it look like it's kind of going off. So that way, if one does go off, it doesn't look like, oh, she ran out of room and it goofed. That way, it just kind of looks like it's supposed to. And same with kind of going up towards the top and down towards the bottom a little bit. So it just kind of looks like it has a rhyme and reason of being on purpose. And then this I'm not going to pop up. I'm just going to add a little layer of adhesive here as well. And this is going to just kind of frame or get framed by that Orchid Oasis. So I'm just evening this out from side to side and then letting a layer of that Orchid Oasis pop through there too. Oh, Sally, thank you. Yes. And a lot of people, like I said, love those bright colors. And I know when my hostess said that, I kind of kept that in the back of my mind, like, let's make something special for her. And now that I have this down, now I know how much space I have to play with to build my circle here. So let me get rid of my scratch paper and just start getting my adhesive down with that largest circle. Sometimes, I will center it. Sometimes I like to scoot it just a hair over when I know I'm going to be putting ribbon, and I'm going to be putting some skinny ribbon on, so you can see there's maybe a little bit more on the side than over here. But when the card is finished, it will be more pleasing to the eye to have it look maybe like it's more even between the ribbon and that. So that's kind of my little tip of the day. And I want this to look popped up, so I'm going to take and get some dimensionals here on the next layer of Orchid Oasis and take off those little tabs. And then that's going to go right on top there, centered. And then my holy guacamole is going to also get popped up too. So we've got a double pop. And that's going to be centered here as well. So it might make you look a little wonky going, okay, it's too far over, but the next thing I'm going to do is get the ribbon going right away. So yesterday I used some of this metallic woven ribbon in the sweet sorbet color, and how fun. Now, does this totally look like it's ready for like a piñata or Cinco de Mayo? I never thought that until today. So when I see these colors together, I think how fun. So I'm going to set this aside. This is the Parakeet Party. I'm going to set that one aside for now, and I'm going to start with the Orchid Oasis and the Tahitian Tide and just kind of line these two up together, and I'm going to tie them together, like keep them together as I wrap this around my card. So this is going to go around my card together like so, and then I'm going to tie this knot together also. So we've got all of that staying together, hopefully, right? Okay, so there we've got that. I'm just going to even that out a little bit more and kind of just pull it apart just a little bit so you can kind of see both of those colors a little bit better. If we're using them, we better be showing them, right? And then I'm going to just take my ribbon cutting scissors here and slice those off there. So those can be set aside. Now I'm coming back in. I was almost going to leave it like this, and how fun to have the two colors there. But I thought how fun to just take and come back with the Parakeet Party to tie that color in, not only as the guacamole color, but the card base color. So I'm just going to kind of tie that around that same knot and cut that. So now it almost looks a little bit more like a pom-pom, like a festive look to have all of that on there just by doing that. So kind of a fun way to add to that and add more bright color, right? And then for the outside, I thought, okay, this still, like, we have a lot going on. Still, maybe I want to add a little bit of an embellishment. Not always do I think it needs it, but today I was like, let's do that. So to kind of tie in with the gray granite of that, I'm pulling in the Neutrals adhesive back sequence. Those are the ones that have the silver, the copper, the gold, and the like kind of early espresso color. I just kind of set aside these silver ones here from those packs. So I'm going to just take one of the larger ones here. It's kind of a nice, like, light silver. Okay, there. Helps if you have it the right way. Okay, here. Now it's scooting away from me. All right, so I'm just going to take one of the larger ones and then two of the smaller ones. Might take your pick tool and just place those down there, like so. So now it just kind of makes this look a little festive too with everything else going on, and just adds to the card. Like I said, sometimes when I've got lots of paper products or ribbon, not always do I think, okay, I need that, but I think it adds and doesn't take away, and it just kind of makes it look more fun that way. And then for the inside, I'm just going to finish that quickly and easily with another sentiment from that stamp set. And there's other ones that you could use, but the one I chose, it says, "You spice up my life." So I'm just going to ink that up in the Memento Black. And then to follow through with the theme of the chips on the front, I'm just going to ink up those chips once again in the Memento Black and just add that to the bottom there. Some people that would like to color and couldn't get enough of that in their day would color that too and break out some like yellow to coordinate that. But I'm just going to leave it like that and put that, whoops, that's my sample card. This is the card I just made for you guys here. And I'm just going to put that in the inside there. So we've got that. Thanks, Joyce. Yeah, I just, like I said, when my hostess Donna said, "Oh, I really like that Parakeet Party," and other people were commenting on this taco fiesta, I was just thinking this would be so fun to put together. So it kind of came together just by the power of suggestion. And I think a lot of people would say, "Oh, I know the perfect person to send, you know, something taco related," because who doesn't like to eat Mexican food? It's like a family favorite of ours, I know. So we've got that, and then the inside, "You spice up my life." So there we have card number 2 for Donna Barrett's virtual party. So let me get my camera. Okay, I don't know if I cut out. I cut out on my end. My finger hit that, but I don't know if that took it away from you guys or not. Sorry about that. So that was card number 2. On Friday, I will be back with card number 3. That will finish out Donna's demos, and I will touch base because we had chatted earlier this week to see if she wanted to close out by the end of this month when I go to Mexico for Stampin' Up's incentive trip, or does she want to wait till I'm back and then then have an option for people to order from the new catalog. So I will let you know by Friday kind of what she has decided. I think I would like to close things up before I leave so that she can get some of these retiring products, especially knowing that she has this color, but I will confirm that with you guys too, and I'll also put that in my post of the third still shot card that I do on Friday too. Thanks, Fran. Thanks so much. So hope you guys have a good night tonight. I have a meeting, that's why I came later, but it's also my wedding, or that's why I came to you earlier, because later I have a meeting and it's my 31st wedding anniversary. It's hard to believe that Dwayne and I have been married 31 years. So trying to just squeeze in a few minutes. We're both pretty busy today. Isn't that something, how that can just happen too, when you think like you're always going to be so in love that you'd never schedule a thing on your wedding anniversary? I think we all can relate to how life happens though. So take care and see you guys Friday. Bye-bye.